Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. You know, I love my Cricut machines and I've been talking about them now on YouTube and Facebook for a couple of years. And I wanted to kind of just update you on some of the other non-machine types of things. And if you've been watching my Joy videos, you know that I'm just like in love with this machine, but also I've been using some tools to make working with the machine easier. And one of them is this cutter. I call it a cutter. I think it's officially titled a portable trimmer. And this is a Cricut branded product, but other people make it. So when you're making a decision to purchase one of these, I wanted to point you to the fact that you can easily change out the blade. And the blade does get dull, just like all blades get dull and need to be changed, especially if they're being used a lot. And so I wanted to show you how to change out the blade and to show you a few of the features of this product. So this is a cutter, and what you would do is you would take your paper and put it through here, and the blade is actually behind here. Right? And so your fingers are protected the whole time, and you just run this up and down the length of the cutter, and it cuts a very clean, very nice cut. But eventually the blade does wear down because it's pretty small. I don't change my blade all that often, so I thought I would show you how to do it. You can buy replacement blades at Cricut or where other craft stores carry them as well, and it's called portable trimmer replacement. You can buy either a 2-pack of just the blades, or you can buy this, which is actually a blade, which actually I just put in the machine. Or you can buy, it has a blade and this, which is a scoring tool, okay? So when you get a pack of 2, what do you do with the other? You could keep this, I suppose, or you can also store them in the back. This is something new that I just learned. So once you open up your package to replace a blade, and if you have an extra left over, you can just, there's 2 slots, one here and one here, and you can just put it blade side down and click it in there, and that way it keeps your blade safe for the next time when you want to, so you're not searching all around your craft room looking for that replacement blade. So when you open it up and you want to replace this blade, what you need to do is lift this ruler, and there is some give to this ruler, so you kind of try to separate it a little bit. You see, I'm doing that with my finger there, and this part comes out. This is the handle. There's nothing on here that would hurt you, but there is also the blade, and the blade is sharp. It's small, but it's sharp. So you do want to be careful about that. Normally the blade is in here, so that it's usually clicked in there. So then you take your replacement blade, you take your other one out and put your replacement blade back in there, and you do the exact same thing, which is kind of just create the opening a little bit better there, so that way the blade is nestled on this side. I'm hoping that you can see that. So you have your handle on the top and the blade on the bottom, and then the ruler is kind of a safety guide for you. And once you have replaced it, it easily will do your cuts for you, and you don't have to push. And now, how do you know when it's time to replace the blade? Well, I noticed I noticed that I had to push a whole lot more to get a clean cut. But now that I have the new blade in there, I don't have to push at all. I just have to kind of just guide it up and down through there, and it creates a really clean cut, no edges or anything like that. So that is how you take care of your portable trimmer, your cutter, and how you replace the blades. The second thing I wanted to show you is this product. It's called a TrueControl Knife. This came out a couple of years ago, and it is a rework of our favorite crafting tool, the X-Acto knife, which I think is a brand name, X-Acto knife. So the folks over at Cricut took the X-Acto knife, which, if you ask me, was pretty dangerous thing, because for me, the blade was always coming loose on it. So they re-engineered the entire thing. And there's a couple of things I wanted to point out to you. I love the fact that this really nice heavy cap, which you don't want to let your dogs get a handle on, by the way, because they will chew them to pieces. But I love the fact that it won't roll off of your table if it only goes so far in there, because that's because of these little bumps right here. There's a little bump here. Plus, it's also ergonomically designed, so you can hold it very much like a pen or a pencil, and it feels good in your hand. But the thing I really like most about the TrueControl knife is the ease in replacing the blade. You'll notice in the back here, there's a little knob. It's like a turn knob. And so when you have it in the lock position, which is most of the time, you are unable to remove that blade, okay? But if you want to remove the blade, you just simply turn the knob to the unlocked position, and then you take this, which is the replacement blades, and they come in a pack of 5. You can buy, by the way, you can buy these, the TrueControl knife in a kit that comes with these 5 blades. So when you are getting ready to replace the blade, you would remove the other one, and you do that by turning that lock and plunging it down like this. And then you're going, without having to touch the actual blade itself, you're going to put the empty knife onto this blade using the plunger to get it on there in a slight twist. And there's your blade back again. And then you make sure that it's locked and your blade's not going anywhere. This is a very, very sharp knife. Works really, really well with paper, vinyl, iron-on, anything that we normally use for the craft room. Okay, and it's just a really fabulous product. I highly recommend it. And you can store the used blades, by the way, back in here. This is brand new, so it's not really used. But if I wanted to, I could mark the used ones here in these little indentations so that I'll know that it's used. And when all 5 of them are used, then I can throw this away without ever having touched a blade, which I think is really fabulous. So the next thing I wanted to show you is about needles for blades. Shouldn't call it a needle, a blade for the Joy. People have been asking me about the blade, how long it's been lasting, and I have told them that I've been using the same blade on this Joy for about a month. I think it's a month tomorrow, and I've been using it every day and pretty hard. I've been cutting all kinds of things, including paper, glitter cardstock, iron-on, infusible ink, transfer sheets, and vinyl, all kinds of vinyl, including glitter and holographic. So it's taken a beating, and I've noticed that it's kind of getting a little bit dull. So some of the cuts that I've been doing haven't been cutting all the way through, and I've had to change the pressure on the machine to more, just to kind of prolong the life of the blade until my order came in with the new blade. Okay, so when you go to change the blade, here is the replacement blade. You can also buy replacement blade and housing if you want to, but do note that you don't really need that. If you already have the machine, it has a housing in there. So to remove the housing, you're just going to unlatch this one latch on the Joy, and here is the housing with the older blade. To remove the old blade, you're just going to use this little plungery thing, and you might have to use your fingers to remove it, and that's the old blade. Okay, you want to dispose of that properly. It's pretty small. I don't know that it's going to cause anybody any harm, but you never know with dogs or little kids, I suppose. So then to replace the blade, I'm going to open this package. There we go. Oh, packaging. Okay, so there's my blade in there. If you can see it, it's pretty small, and you got to work very diligently. And it does have a little protective piece on the end. So we're going to remove that. Okay. And then again with the plunger thing, you're going to put the non-blade end, the blunt tip, and into here. And then open up the blade, and undo the plunger again. So that's like that, okay? So in and out. You only need to do this, as I said, if you're using your machine really, really hard. Honestly, I haven't needed to for a month. So the blades cost about $12 to replace. And the same holds true with our machines, our other machines. Blades do need to be replaced every so often, and then once you start cutting with it, you'll notice the difference, and then you'll realize, hey, was a good idea to change the blade. And it can, people, when do I know? Sometimes you have to get to know the machine a little bit, but if you notice like a dragging of whatever you're cutting, or it's not cutting all the way through, then you probably need to change your blade. And consider, how frequently you use the machine as well. It's really a tiny blade, so for it to do all that cutting, you will need to change them from time to time. And that's the 3 tools that I wanted to show you today. The changing the blade in the Joy, the TrueControl knife with the replacement blades, and our portable trimmer. It's really good to have really fun tools that work really, really well to make your crafting more pleasurable. So it's worth considering buying these kinds of tools, so that you can have a pleasurable time. There's nothing worse than trying to work with something that is like a dull pair of scissors or a dull knife or blade. So consider that when you're starting to feel frustrated with your crafting. Thanks so much for coming today. My name is Rita, and this is my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. Consider subscribing to my channel. I have almost daily videos on how to use your Cricut. I'm primarily a paper crafter, but I also do all kinds of things such as iron-on and vinyl and infusible ink. I'm also a Cricut product expert, so I'm able to bring you all of the sales and mystery boxes, as well as wonderful giveaways each month. So consider following me and joining me when we do these videos about Cricut. Thanks so much. Have a great day.